Keep the back to the top of the stack. When it gets to all the other stacks, take the stack up off the rack. Your number is one, your mind is set. Your number is one, your other balance for you to fuck on direction. Your number is one, I'm looking high, I'm looking low. I wanna know, therefore I go. Your number is one, I'm looking high, I'm looking low. I wanna know, therefore I go. Your number is one, your number is one. Your number is one.
Yeah, dog, how you doing the body type sliders, morph targets? So I actually used DAS, which was something that I used to use with Face Gen back in the day to scan the faces in and then send the morph targets over to DAS, and then they had a nice little pipeline there. And then I added a couple custom morphs using DAS to ZBrush. So I just sent it back to ZBrush and sculpted a few and exported all of the morphs on the model, transferred all of the morphs to the clothes, and then imported it in the game so you can see. Hold on one sec. So you can see. So you can see the morphs are in here, and then all I did was it's a function inside of Unreal for you to change the morph targets. Like if you have the morph target name, so I'm just applying that. I set up some code in here to, or node, shall I say, to execute it. Hold on. So right here. So I made a data table full of all of the morph targets and that I wanted to use. So I didn't want to use all of them, and then I just have it being set from that slider when it's changed. Did that make sense? I know I just said a lot that kind of was spaced around. Thanks, man. I'm trying to really determine some more features How you find and managing all the clothes and more supply. So I think I'm gonna stop where I'm at as far as the mores for the clothes. So what I have right now is a t-shirt and then pants. And then what I did was I just added some alpha maps um, onto them so that you can use them for different clothes. But I think I might eventually make a long sleeve shirt and use Unreal's what is it called? Their physics manager for that. And if I decide to add any more clothing, I don't think I'm gonna go back and add more Morse because it just makes it so much larger. But what I've been doing to do the clothes so I can drive the clothing and the body at the same time is inside of here I just made myself a little a strut, and then I made a table that contains all of the Morse, the name that I want to display for the Morse on the UI, and then all of the possible prefixes. So the prefixes, that's just with them when you export the Morse, each body part has that prefix attached to it, and then it'll have the same morph name for the most part. So, like this custom one I made, which was long face, the actual name of the morph is long face, but anytime you see it, it would say Genesis underscore underscore long face or mask 1473 underscore underscore long face. So since I had that same thing, I just figured out which ones were being driven by that, added them to the array, and then inside of the code, I'm just looping through all of those prefixes, appending them to whatever that morph name is, and then changing that morph target independently. But so far, I mean, it's going a lot better than I thought it would. I know back in Unity, I tried to do something similar, but I didn't know what I was doing back then for an old game. So I wanted to use the plugin. And this is a lot better for me to manage than the plugin, like a lot better. So for the clothes, so let's say if I went with pants, so the pants model is the same one that's just morphed to it. And then and you see I got a oh no I don't. It looked like I had cleaned something up at the bottom, but it went away. So I just alpha them out so that you can use the shorts, and yeah, that's all I have is the shorts, the pants, the boots, and knee pads, t-shirt. And then it all just fits along with it. Now you do have some clipping issues here and there, but that's something that I could iron out. And then when you have all of these morphs, like the body morphs that kind of fight against each other, it makes it a little messier. So I'm definitely gonna go back and clean those up at some point. What I'm trying to figure out right now is how I want to do the tattoo, tattoo side, the art side of it. Got a dude who I followed on Instagram. He sent me some nice work. All right. So I had to add some concept art in here for a mode I want to do later on, but just figured it'd be cool to start adding it in. Is this your first stream, Gagdog? Is this your first stream that you hopped in? That's what's up, man. Welcome. I appreciate you joining. I think I talk about your project like every other stream at this point, because people they either mention, got you. People typically talk about they typically talk about death matches and different things like that, and I'm like, well, if that's what you're looking for, I know the game that Gagdog is working on is perfect for that, but mine's I know I'm not gonna capture it the way people would want it to be captured in the video game. But I think the formula you have, man, that game is gonna be dope, Oh, it's expensive. You talk. You talk. Wait, what's not going to appreciate it? And why'd you say it's never going to be finished? Man, I kind of lost a little bit of progress because I have to go back and redo a lot of my moves when I brought that new rig in and screwed them up. You know, everything is off, and I was like, it's probably better if I just go back in anyways. But I'm kind of pushing that off until the end because the moves, I think people will have fun with creating moves and stuff like that. So I'm not going to really stress on that too much. Just trying to get the basic mechanics out so I can put something out here. And then this is something that I've been wanting to do for a minute. It was a game I used to play called NBA Ballers Phenom, and they had like in their season mode they had different locations you can go to, and then when you get to the location you can interact. So I wanted to have something very similar to that for the career mode. Like you see the gym, you see the arena, a Home Depot, or something like that to get weapons. I think that could really help it out. So one of these days I'll actually go in here and make my own menu screen, but so I don't forget what that concept look like in my head, I'm just making this here. And how much more do you have left? I know you were doing the mocap. How did that go? I can tell you horror stories about when I did mocap. When I did mocap with the Bucks, the Young Bucks, I actually had them come in and we did the mocap. We did it for like 4 or 5 hours before ROA show, and I didn't realize that the hardest part of mocap was cleaning it up because it looked crap. Like after we got it done, the animations looked clean, but they didn't look impactful. Like nothing looked like it hurt. So I wound up having to pay like $100 to somebody to fix 5 animations for me, which were like a walk cycle, a punt. It was ridiculous, and it was at that point I realized that wasn't a viable option for me. Like I couldn't do mocap. I still have my mocap suits too. I don't know how good they are anymore, if they work anymore, but man, that was a process. But it was a lot of fun, you know. See how ugly they look. They look ugly still. I love the lighting on your game too. I got cleaned up for days, man. Out here, yeah. Yep. I was curious. Did you need any weapons? I know you have a lot of light tubes and tables and stuff, but not sure if you needed anything. Nothing was usable. Got something. Yeah, nothing was usable. That's what happened with me. Like we were better off just creating it from scratch. It just looked bad. I'm gonna see if I still have the video of my. We had a. I'm gonna find it. The one move I was able to get put together. I'm like, look, just clean this up for me. I'm gonna see if I can find that real quick. Let's see. Where is that? YouTube. Here I come. I'm looking on my drive. I'm gonna see if I still have it. Should have had these playbacks. Playbacks somewhere. My computer decides to function. I've been doing all of this work on my Mac, and it's like I really want to just transfer it to my PC and start on there. But my fear is that it's gonna be a day where I just want to get up and leave and get some work done somewhere, and then I have to deal with trying to get my computer synced and all of that, and I really don't feel like having to deal with that. So that's why I'm still on my Mac, which loves to crash every once in a while. Uh, all right. Scrolling, 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 scrolling. Keep scrolling, 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 scrolling. Keep scrolling, 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 scrolling. Keep scrolling, 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 scrolling. This is right here. People in the house, put your hands in the air. We don't care. We don't care. Keep laughing. Wow, that's old. That's classic. From some of this footage I'm finding, I'm keeping forever. Maybe one day I'll be able to show somebody. Like, this is where it came from. Where did it go? Whew. I remember I thought I was sweet. When I was using Unity, I used to use the lens flares on everything. I thought I was so sweet. I was like, man, this made my scene come together when I was first learning how to do everything. And then afterwards, I learned, nah, it didn't mean anything. Now I'm trying to get the same thing in Unreal. Zach Lane, what's up? So let's see if I can get a window display. Oh, whoa, my bad. Sorry. How can I do this? Alright, let me try to do it on my face. Nah, why is it doing that? Oh, because my display capture is capturing the wrong thing. There we go. Alright. Now I'll show you something. This is where I spent so much time. We actually did all the mocap just to find out none of it was usable at all. You know, we did a couple moves. We did the taunts and everything. See, we still got it. So I used these. This was from a Kickstarter. It was Perception Neuron. I actually used those for the mocap, and they worked decently. But it's just as soon as you went to put them in the game, it just looked bad. It just looked very bad. But I'm thinking about recreating this arena as the first training school in the game, so we can have House of Truth as the training school that you start from. Yeah, I mean, these were some other of my first shots when I was first trying it out. You see how ugly everything was. I was still trying back then. And then I finally understood. Like when I went to school, I finally understood what I was trying to do. But yeah. What you doing, kid? What is wrong? What is wrong? What is wrong? Alright, let's get some music going back.
For every "this is my perfect family" thing.
You never heard this? That's cute.
That's what happened with me. Feel this guitar sitting back there.
Why do you know that?
It's not fun. You know, really important.
It just takes some time to get around. Takes a while. I need to play this. Hope that makes sense. Or- So I basically have it separated based on skin. So if I do that, so let's see something. Do everything you can. It just takes some time. Everything will be just fine. Everything will be alright. It takes some time.
I have heart disease. Watch what I eat. Take statins, but still struggle to lower my LDL bad cholesterol, which means a heart attack or stroke start without warning, pulling me away from everything that matters most. Because with high bad cholesterol, my risk of a heart attack or stroke is real.
All right. I need some hack. Can we get some modders in the chat and some character creators and stuff? I need some of them in this chat. That tweet is gonna sound so urgent, but kinda is. I'm just curious to know, what do wrestlers want to see in the creation system as far as texturing goes? I played a couple different games and they all approached it a little differently. I'm not looking to make a paint tool mode. I don't think. I think I'm just gonna allow people think like session, like how people just import stuff, but I'll just have an importer that's built in the game, so you don't have to do everything out externally. We will see. Oh, please don't wanna change the world like you said. Believe it, misunderstanding, everybody's learning. So I'm still alive and kicking. Everything in front of me. Second to second, I put the button. Made a situation. Cause you want to take minutes to grow. Rooms, the money, to give under control. Let my happiness, my family, and all of my music. Yeah. Chose to do and I do and I do and I do that. So I'm telling this son everything between you and what I wanna do. I'm telling you and everything else between. Remember why I'm falling out, even after everything that you did. I'm still alive and kicking. I can see everything in front of me. I'm still alive and kicking. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? I can ask you the exact same thing. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? I can ask you the exact same thing. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? Doesn't make sense to you. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? It doesn't make sense to you. Still alive and kicking. Everything in front of me, yeah. I'm still alive and kicking. Yeah. Now I see. Now I see.
Trouble hearing? Don't skip this video. If you're suffering from premature hearing loss, the struggle could soon be over. Thanks to recent technological advances, hearing aids are not only more discreet but more affordable than ever before. Most people don't know that hearing
Sound like
loss is
Bill
incredibly
Gates.
common. In fact, statistics show that
So many times I tried.
Hey. Okay. You see, everybody calls me Thursday, doesn't know every little movement. This is amazing. How can I real individual with the way the world is made? Surprising all the things I need. I'm doing it for Oh, I'm working harder than 100 W's out of this code. No one, no crowd, no coming from the harder than hell, no, than the world. Another bad feeling on me. Whatever you want, for the cause, the money, the fame, attention, the cause, the money, fame, to take 10 stars. The price of the things of me. I gotta put my phone oh. Actually, I changed my mind. Your red eyes, just keep my own dreams. You'll see this way. You're just right. Transform yourself. Right now your body feels good to play. Feel your taste so sweet. I'm not afraid anymore.
Used to tell me I'm not afraid anymore. Forgive me. At this point, all I can say, why everybody feeling good to cry? Will you taste so sweet? I'm not afraid anymore. Forgive me. Why everybody's feeling good to cry? Will you taste so sweet? I'm not afraid anymore. Hey. I ain't your savior. I ain't bum 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 bum. I'll be alright. Savior. Don't worry. Time is time. Yeah. Side to side. Big train rolling down the line makes me lonely. Sometimes I wish to ride away. Sometimes I want to run away. Makes me worry. Sometimes I wish to fly away. Sometimes I want to fly away. But you can't judge a book looking at the cover. You can't love someone, go messing with another. No, you can't with a one. I'm with your brother, you wanna help me. Gotta love for nothing. It comes lighting up the sky, makes me worry. Sometimes I wish to run away.
Go ahead. Wait.
Sometimes
Go ahead, Nana.
I want to run
Go ahead.
away. But
Go ahead.
I ain't just a book looking at the cover. You can't love someone, I'm messing with another. So you can't really want. Fighting with your brother, you wanna help me. Gotta love for nothing. I have seen my brothers and ashes on the ground. Maybe in a new life we can turn this thing around. But you can't judge a book looking at the cover. You can't love someone, I'm messing with another. No, you can't with a one. Fighting with your brother, you wanna help me. Gotta love for nothing. Yeah, you can't judge a book. You gotta love for nothing. Can't judge a book. Yeah, you can't judge a book.
Hey. Hold on, baby. Leave. Don't get on your. If you don't do it for me, you gonna do it for that. Yep. I gotta break it down. With a lot. We can let it out. Outside. What's up, Lee? Yeah, I'm still making some stuff on here. Every day I'm trying to make more progress. So I actually have to head somewhere around 3 o'clock, but I'm trying to get as much done today as possible. I wanted to start trying to do the custom texture importer. Watching. Oh, really? Is it? When's the last time you've been in the chat? Got you. Okay. Yeah, so I've been spending a lot of time on these creation modes, really. I mean, I feel like I spend more time on the creation modes than anything. Yeah. And I also just I started a podcast where I like once a week I'm gonna start talking about updates for the game. I'm also putting them on the YouTube channel, updated the website, really trying to make sure all of my bases are covered. Okay, so that works to an extent. So for this to work properly, you would have to make sure you not UV, that you lay it out correctly inside of the editor. That would get you. Yes, it's going straight to Steam. That is my first target release platform. And then after that, I'll try to see if it makes sense to put it somewhere else. I think that's gonna work. I think this is gonna work actually pretty good once I get once you lay one out. I'm curious to see if I lay one out right now. Let's see something. I don't want to be afraid of letting go. I also have an interview coming with Dre 41. We chatted it up for probably a good 15, 20 minutes about the game process, our history, because we go back years, really, back to when I was a content creator inside of SmackDown versus Raw. And yeah, I seen they still haven't fixed it. Like Branga put a big post out about, them not fixing it, and they're losing a large chunk of the audience right now, which is crazy, But I mean, just goes to show, that how much they really truly care. Thanks, Smack Talks, for the retweets. Need that. I got it on Steam. I'm just like, so okay. So, is it as bad on Steam as it is in on the Xbox and everything? Is it broken on everything like that? Wow. Yeah, man, they got to get it together. It's a sad state for the community right now. It's a sad state, yet a fun state as well because even though 2K is slacking, you got all these other companies, wrestling games starting to try to pick up the slack. So I think it's like what 5 or 6 different indie wrestling games on the horizon right now for Steam and possible console, which I think is an amazing place to be in, really. I don't know why I'm even trying to. So I'm using Unreal Engine for the game development. I tried to hop into Substance Painter at the same time. I have Unreal and OBS working, and that was a horrible idea. So now my computer's trying to crap on me. So I'm about to close out. Let me close out that. Man, I didn't think that through. I don't know why I didn't think that through. Boy, that's smart. Let's close that out. All smiles and sunshine. A perfect one, a perfect day. Everything always was right. I never felt so good. I really feel like my creation suite is made for modders. Like I really think that modders are gonna make some dope stuff on this. Because a lot of this comes down to making sure it's lined up correctly, aligned to the UVs correctly, since the UVs are separate inside of here. And when I mean separate, I mean they're split. So I didn't just take a body and lay it flat. I really just Wait, Lee, are you following me on any social media accounts? Do you go by any other names anywhere? What other name do you go by? I'm not talking about your real name, but like social media. Got you on Twitter. All right. Got you. I was trying to see if I could find what your social media tag was. That's dope. I like that. It's your boy. Just Blaze, guys in the bankroll, so for cereal, no. Okay, there we go. Got you. Okay. Followed you back. My guy, thank you. When I talk to people, I like to know who they are, Let me stand at the angel of death. Light, pants on fire. This is architect music. Okay, so if I did it correctly, you should be able to still layer stuff on top of this. Oh, that's not what I want to go to. You should have never came back. I'm the champ in the afternoon. Yeah, that's how I want it. Nothing hits directly. So I'm trying to figure out if I need to put transparency option for when you import custom textures, which I think that might be a good choice to do it. Yeah. So I'm gonna add that in real quick. Uh, and I also probably I'm not gonna do UV control on the inside of it because that's just gonna make it more. That's an extra feature that's not really needed, and it won't really help it out for this because they need to be lined up to look right anyways. Um, I'm a bad man. I'm so bad. This muscle so pretty. So let's see something. Let's check out what we have. So I'm taking between black and white. So what am I doing with the alpha? Um, so I'm multiplying the alpha from the texture. Okay, yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. So that's hey, oh, Mr. Backstabbing son of a bitch. You're tired, and I know everybody knows you're trying to be like me. But even at your best as a man, you couldn't even have a man. Yeah, I've been realizing that everybody's lost their simple ways. And now let's actually, I'm gonna allow color as well for this. I'm gonna let color happen. And the reason why I'm gonna let people change the color is this. Let's say if you were to import man, they loud cutting this grass. Let's say if you were to import like the skin texture for instance, it would suck if you couldn't if like the skin tone was a little bit off and you couldn't make it mesh or it look better in the photo. I don't want people to have to keep jumping in and out. So I think I'm gonna put the control on here for you to change the skin tone as well. As far as belts, yeah, I have an idea. I haven't fully thought it out though. I just know that they will be included in the game in some capacity. I think I'll do the belts the same way I'm doing everything else, where I have a base creator where you can create up to a certain extent, and then if you want to make it any further detailed, you need to import your own textures for it. Um, but I got to go through modeling all of that stuff. I haven't done any of it yet, so don't get too excited just yet. I'll let you know when that's a feature I'm currently working on. Okay. So then I just need to let me actually drag this back a little bit. Um, yeah, I've been trying to get like creators and modders inside of here, the people who really use these tools in the engine, so I can get feedback from them on what kind of stuff would y'all like to see. When I'm just adding stuff that I know I love to see because of my experience in the engines, but it's been 5 years since I was really a community creator at all, so I don't know what I'm like one of the uncles that thinks they hip still, but you're not really hip like you thought you were. So I'm out of date a little bit. I think custom music and custom tracks should be possible. If you can import media from a URL inside of Unreal, um, then you should be able to import it from a file on your computer, or like a path on your computer. As far as custom arena, have you seen the created arena system in here? Man, I'm gonna show you a little bit of that. That's my favorite feature in this game. Mark G plays. So that is a great idea. Holy crap. Holy crap. That's a great idea. Let me see something real quick. Because I'm going to see if they have a default. I know they have a FBX importer. Because this is what I was thinking. I can export. I'm going to provide the actual model that I'm using so you all can paint inside of it. But you're talking about like after you've actually morphed it out and everything. Scream at me. I'm in the material. I'm sorry. I got distracted. That idea was great, and I got distracted. Let me see something. That's a great idea. Face test. So have you are you a mod? Are you a modder? Are you in the 2K modder community? Got you. I mean, you got to start somewhere. But when you actually do this, exporter, you've already modeled the character and you shaped it and it's sculpted, and then you export it. So I would need to make it where after you morphed it, you could try to export it like that. Is that what you're thinking? Oh, you a mod on the Smack Talks platform, Lee? Man, I'm not worried about your proof. And Tony, what's up, man? Got you. Okay, that's interesting. See, I'm learning more about the modder community as we speak. I'm very interested to see how you all do things. I know I won't be able to replicate the experience completely, but as many tools as I can add inside of here to make it at least a little bit easier, I feel like that'll just make the whole experience much, much better for you all. Let me see. I'm actually looking at something online right now in regards to how if they have a real-time exporter. Oh, okay. So that's an interesting method. That's an interesting method. So you all don't do anything inside of the creation suite at all. You don't do any of the morphing or any of that. You just bring it in. Kai992, what's up, man? Welcome everybody who is new to the chat. Welcome. I just wanted to let you all know about the game I'm working on and get your feedback as I'm working on it. But it's called Spy Callerz. It's a new wrestling game that I've been working on for a couple months now, and I'm real big on the creation suite. I was a creator for years, probably about 5 or 6 years on Callerz like WS, Smack Talks. For 360, I was Von the Car, Dr. Von, Mr. McMoney, Mr. McBeer Money. I had a bunch of little cringy names. But now I'm just trying to see, how do you all create now? I really want to learn how it works. And that's what I wanted. I made a tweet. And I was like, I need all the modders and creators. I need the feedback now so that I can make sure I'm shaping this game around, something that'll be intuitive for you all to use. Like something like this. See, I always thought if you morph. See, I come from the morphing background where we would morph all of the characters out and then import. We wouldn't even. This is before we started importing textures. When I was started, we would actually just use the default shapes, the circles, squares, arrows, raindrops, and then put them on the face and color them and all of that stuff. Man, that's interesting. This is blowing my mind. Okay. And Antonio, you good, man? Whatever feedback you would want, like I just want to get all feedback. I'm not necessarily just looking for anything specific, but anything that you want to see in like a creator. These are the types of things I want to start thinking about now as I'm building it out, so that I don't get too far and be like, well, nobody in the community wants to use it because it's either too hard to use, you can't make anything cool with it, or it's limited. So I wanted to make sure I'm making something cool for everybody to enjoy. So don't feel like you're out of the loop. So I just export the OBJ from 2K19 and open them up in 3ds Max. And then from there, you do all of your sculpting. And then you take that file and your texture and you bake it like Mark G was saying. And then you import it back into 2K19, like you just drop it in a folder or something, or you have an injector for that. You don't really want a problem? Re-inject into the model container. Okay. So I'm gonna watch some tutorials on all of this stuff too. Yeah, you gotta re-inject it into the OBJ you extracted from. I got you just focus on the creation of how to work on model tools. Oh my God, the mods are real, man. That's what's up. That's cool to see. Like everybody has different methods. Okay, so okay, so let me ask you this. So based on what you told me, because I'm using the same base model, I don't have multiple models inside of the game. So everything would be on the same exact model, unless I'm trying to think of the difficulty of me doing it another way, but I think this is still the best way to do it, so it will make sense. So what I think I'll need to do this December is I need to put this tool out and see if if this will work for you all as far as the sculpting abilities. It's not a built-in sculpting thing, but you can still do some morphing in here and then do something with that. So just to see where it fits for you all. And then what I'll also do is I'll export the default base model that I use for this, so that you can do your texture, make sure the textures fit, and then try to import the textures back in here and go from there. So it seems like everybody does it a little different, but there's a color map, normal map, and a roughness map. Color map, normal map. Okay, and they let you change all three of them inside of the when you mod it, you get access to all three. Because for the skin, I have the okay, cool. So right now, I'm not letting people change the roughness map. Like I don't have an actual map in for just for roughness. I'm using just a value for that. So it's changing the entire model's roughness depending on what asset it is. But I do allow you to change that inside of here, with the slider. Oh man, the DDS files. I remember that. I remember when we used to try to import the textures on Xbox. I had to have put them on a hard drive or whatever and plug it up to the back of the Xbox and use Paint.net because I didn't have Photoshop back then, or the Photoshop plugin. So just an example of what I'm talking about. So okay, so do you all mod arenas? Any experience modding arenas? Okay, so let me show you the arena editor real quick. Now, I think this system will be pretty cool for y'all to mess around with. ALC Legacy, I have quite a bit. Welcome to the chat, man. AL Select, man, your name seems so familiar to me. Did we ever do any work together? Back on Callerz.ws, were you active on there? Most famous modder on Twitter. I know I follow you. Did you ever used to call on Xbox 360 by chance? Louise, what's up? Do you remember Dr. Vaughn or Vaughn the Car or Mr. McMoney or any of those man? I used to make a lot of ruthless aggression stuff, like Batista from 2005, Randy Orton, Christian. I used to make a lot of Christians. Yes, yeah, yeah, man, that's crazy. Yeah, the Vaughn. I was Vaughn the Car, Dr. Vaughn, all of that. I went by a couple different names. Man, that's funny. Louise, you finally get to catch me live. It's been some time, man. It's been some time. Yes, that's what it was. We did. Okay. Oh, man. That's still live. Do you know that? If you go and look it up, that's still live. It was like 50 calls. Oh, that was my last gaming project. That's crazy. And we did the Triple H, the Kurt Angle, Carlito, Chris Masters, all of that. I was looking at your name like, dude, I remember that name from something. I know I remember that name. And I felt like we worked together. Thank you for joining the chat. Welcome, man. I'm finally making my wrestling game. I'm finally putting it together. This is why I left the community, was to learn how to do game development, actually. That's funny. So this is a little preview of what I'm doing for the Creating Arena mode. So I got a couple assets in here. I know it is, and I was talking to Dre41. I'm like, it's crazy to just see where the community has come. You know, everybody's really doing different things. I see the same names on Twitter, like Status and stuff. I'm like, I remember on like SmackDown versus Raw 2009, when we were making calls and we were making stuff like the Nexus and little stuff like that. And now people have their official brands. Like, people are branded. It's crazy. It's amazing. Like, it really is amazing. It's fun for me to watch, definitely. Because when I started, I was a teenager. So when we did that ruthless aggression thing, I was a senior in high school. Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying, Louise. Like, the names in the community ring bells. The names in the communities ring bells. Like, people keep the same name. Like, I seen Branga Man on Twitter. I'm like, oh, that's Branga Man. Like, same dude from the website who used to make all the Hulk Hogan's and stuff. Right, exactly. I finally saw it all, and I was like, man, I felt like I kind of got out of the community around the right time, though, because I don't think I would have had any time to myself. Like, if I would have spent all that time in the new suites that were available, the way that you can make characters, I would have made every single person I ever wanted to make multiple. It would have been crazy. Way too much time in that game. But this is I'm previewing my system, my creative wrestler system, and my creative arena system as I build them. So right now, what I'm thinking is just letting you actually import all of the textures directly from URLs. Let's see. That's funny. Now, did you say you are the biggest modder in the modder? Did I read that right? Oh, when I want to, oh, when I want to, like. Oh, got you. I mean, that's cool. Oh man, let me see something real quick. That's great. It's great. You know, it brings back memories when I get to see um, people that I used to talk to basically every other day, but like years ago. I'm like, man, you back in action. Give me 1 second. Hello? Yes, it is. I'm good. How are you doing? Yes, but do you offer any remote work? I'm sorry. Yes. All right, thanks, bro. We got a new follower, a new sub. Thanks, Kai. Kai992. Appreciate it, man. But to be honest, out of everyone in the community who is active on Twitter, I'm probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest. That's what's up, man. That's dope to see everybody, really doing their thing, really making a brand for themselves out of something that was really just starting as a hobby, making a profession out of something. So I was thinking when my radio shows come back from the holiday in January, I would like to get you on our show to discuss your game project if you're cool. Yes, I am. I would love to do that, man. I was talking. I actually just did an interview with Dre 41 Gaming about the game, and right after that, I was like, man, I got to get my podcast back up and everything. So if you don't know, let me just drop my link to my website. Shameless promo. It is what it is at this point. To my website so that you all can check out my podcast, and also please sign up for the mailing list. I'm starting to send updates in the mailing list so I don't just keep clouding up everybody's social media accounts with nonsense pictures. I'm getting all of my branding aligned and everything. So please check it out. I even made a TikTok. It's the most cringiest thing. That's the cringiest thing I've ever done for my career is make a TikTok to promote a wrestling game. And I literally just I'm doing professional wrestling entrances in my living room. That's what I do. So that's something you'd be interested in watching. I have all of the information on my page. Thanks for the sub, ALC Legacy. Appreciate it, man. Man, that was a good time, though. That project was so sweet. We had a lot of... I think that... I hate that it never really got released, but I think we made a lot of dope stuff, That was just great. Awesome. Thank you. Thanks for the sub to the site. I will be sending out another mailing list probably sometime this weekend. I think that'll be a good time for me to consistently send those out. Yeah, that Triple H was fire, man. I think that Triple H looked better than any in-game Triple H. I still feel like this. That Triple H looked better than any in-game Triple H from that era. It had the hair, the nose, the eyes, the tires, like everything about it was just fire. Of destruction. So stuff like this is actually in the game, so you can try to create anything you want to create, any wrestler arena that you want to create. I just imported this Marty to showcase the transparency option that's included in this model. Just thought that was pretty fun. Like when I figured that out, I was happy about it. So much stuff you can do in it though. You can change the ground. You can change. You can build you an entire arena with just clicking a few buttons. So if I were to go to presets, I can get myself some floor mats. Bam. I got these turnbuckles in right now, but you can also do corner pads. I'm considering the best way to do custom objects. I really am. I just haven't figured it out yet. I don't know if it would make more sense if I was able to get a database up and running. And I just really need support for this project. I really need the word to get out so I can start making money to support it. Because if I start doing stuff like database hosting and everything on the cloud, I have to pay money on my pocket for it, which I don't have to pay for it right now. So if I'm able to do that, I think it'd be dope to have a database that stores all of these custom objects for people to just go in and drop. Because right now I'm letting you get the texture from URL, so you can get it from a website, you can get it from your computer or anything. So yeah, it's definitely in the thoughts. I've been thinking about it. Drop you some barricades out here. Exactly. That's really what I'm trying to do. I really wanted to make this game for the modders and creators. Like I don't think it's ever been a wrestling game where that was the primary focus. You know, it's always been wrestling games where the focus is the roster, going back in time, showcase mode. They even have some for GM mode, some trying to be like No Mercy. But I wanted to make a game for creators where when creators see this game and see the stuff that's made in it, they're like, man, I just want to get in the game and create some cool stuff and make it for the community to play. You know, how we used to do before. I never played the games. I never had matches. I would just make stuff all day. Yeah, I might do it. I'm definitely considering doing some DLC. You know, that might be some of the characters, some of the wrestlers I might put in. You never know, man. If I'm able to get linked up with like TNA, Impact Wrestling or something like that, and have them have their arenas and stuff in here. I know Grimm's Toy Show is somebody who might be a good person to start including stuff in. Like just getting active in these communities so that people can start. I can start also taking their audience. Yep, that's exactly what it is. Mods, creations. That's all we really spend time doing. So I wanted to make a game for those creators. And then in the same sense, it's the game itself. If you wanted to play the game, it's turn-based. It's a completely different type of wrestling game than you've ever played. And I really just pride myself on making something that I would have fun playing, that I would have fun making stuff in. And I think I'm on the way there, man. I really think, getting there day by day. Time. Hey, I came to crush anybody in my way. You're getting hit with the chin music. Punk straight getting it. My team versus your team ain't a thing. Take it to the ring. Fight to the extreme. We can go from night till morning. Wild out, everybody get it on. Would Titantrons be possible? So, when you say Titantrons being possible, do you mean as far as you being able to link to a video or upload a video and then the video plays in the game, or do you mean something else? Because I do have some, like, I do have that system starting to be set up. But the thing is, this game plays almost like stop motion. Like I was saying, the action figures. Think about that. This is going to be a professional wrestling game that plays like a stop motion wrestling match. Like I really think that when you think about that concept, it opens your mind up to a couple different things. Like the way I could do Titantrons could really just be a GIF running back and forth, or a static image that changes every time you're in new pose. I don't have to necessarily go full-blown video, but that's definitely something I'm considering. You ain't got a chance, bro. Get off the sink. Get off the sink, cat. Get off the sink, cat. Get off the sink. I'll take all of you. I live for this. You don't know. All the work I did for this, you don't know. All the Christmases I missed, you don't know. Straight up. Kid, destroyed. Let the terror rain. First my name. You know it's not a game. Gunpowder nitro flowing through my veins. ALC, you still there? I got a question for you. What happened to that boy? Look, try to beat me. It's Mission Impossible. You don't think it'll be a problem? You don't think it'll be a problem that in order to really texture effectively in this game, you'll need to do it externally, right? As far as you have to line it up. Because you see how my UV map is kind of split. And the face is separate so I can get higher quality detail on the face, the body, stuff like that. So in order for you to really fit it, I'm going to export a template for people so they can go and just make sure it's mapped to it. But that wouldn't be a problem because I'm sure the way that wrestling games work right now is the same way, right? Like 2K19 and everything, they don't wrap it. Like I think they wrap it the same way, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, cool. So I just wanted to make sure it's not going to be too difficult, for people to really get into it. Like I said, I want to make sure this game is fun. I want people to have fun making stuff. Okay, perfect. And the way I did it, I have the texture up underneath eyebrows and stuff, but you can cut the eyebrow. You can completely make the eyebrows transparent if you want to. Same thing with the facial hair. And then I got the morphing going on in here too. And I added something that I don't know if any other wrestling game ever did. A couple things. So first off, nipples. You got nipple control in the game. Because everybody doesn't have the same nipples. But that's one thing. We got torso hair. Every game basically has torso hair at this point. Like body hair, shall I say. I got body hair. But the thing that I added in goes to the eyes. Watch this. You can edit the eye rotations independently. You don't have 5 preset eye rotations. Now I think that's just gonna be fun for when you make it people who might have a little caca. Yeah, Shawn Michaels, there you go. Perry Saturn, that's what I want. I want to make sure, I wanted to get the ultimate control. Stuff I really was just thinking about. I was gonna stay away from it, and then I made a screen. I was able to get them inside of the game. I got the wrestlers inside of the game and put a match on, and it was just boring in the face. It was just something missing. Even in the entrance, they felt dead a little bit. So I was like, man, how can I really spice it up? Then I'm like, man, I'm just gonna add faces. I'll just add the faces and give enough control where you can still make anybody that you want to make. And I still think it was a good idea to just do it like this. That's what I was saying. I like it a lot better. Like for moves, I can add facial expressions when you do moves when they get hurt. The emotion, like when you do standoff where 2 people are going face to face, you can actually see what's going on in the mind, if it's fear, if it's anger, all of these different things. The personality will play into the facial expression, so definitely think it'll be different. What about support for import on higher poly models like 2K model? You talk about for the creating arena mode? Let's turn my mask to an hour. I don't know. I haven't thought about it. That's exactly why I wanted y'all in this chat in this video. Like I said, I've never done modding. I'm brand new to everything about it, but people always ask me like, would it be mod support? And I'm like, well, I'm trying to figure out what all that even entails to have mod support. Yeah. Because think about this, if this model, it has the morphs on it already. So I don't know if it'll break. Like if you import a model into it, I don't know if it'll break or what. Like I just don't know. We got to try these things out. So that's actually why I'm starting on Steam, so we can start on Steam, hammer a lot of this stuff out, and then move on to the platforms after we've got everything for Steam out the way. See, this is I will have way too much fun just making stuff in here. At this point, I just feel like I would spend all my time in this. So is it basically solely creating arm wrestling? You talking about like the career mode and stuff? Yes, career mode is based on that. Because the goal is for you get to travel around the world. We can't edit the call guide. Yeah, I saw that. So the entire game, no. Let me think. Yes, to an extent. So the wrestler that you will be using, like for any match, is based on this. Like all of the in-game wrestlers will be based on this model. So if you updated the model at all, it would affect every other version of the model, which is what I just learned today. So I don't know, like maybe I can find a way to maybe add 5 or 6 models. I'm not saying I will. Let me not even make a promise. But if I do try to think about something that would help out, that's the only thing I can really think. Because of the way I set the body up. Yeah, that's the only thing I think of. But yeah, this is the model. So that's but the thing is, for models, this is another thing. I want to make sure this creation suite is vast enough where you don't feel like you have to export the model out for to get what you need. You get me? Like I always felt like we had to model a lot of stuff for me personally because I didn't like how the WWE games didn't have enough features inside the creation mode at that time. There was a lot of stuff that should have been in there. Well, my thing is if I can get everything that you would want inside of here, then you wouldn't have a need to actually export it out to or import a new model in. All you would need to do is morph it out and make sure the texture is lined up on the texture importer, and then bam, you're good. You know, then you can come in here and tweak whatever you need, and you can share it and everything. All right, let me get back to work. I'm playing. I will electrify for you. I will electrify for you. I'm just faking it. Oh man, you funny, Louise, man. You funny. Thank you. I know that was a compliment. And it's slight, but thank you. I appreciate it, man. I think part of it has to do with the fact that I'm making the entire thing on my own, and I have the experience in every field that is necessary to create my own game. From working at my old job, I learned how to do programming, like this kind of program. I could do like JavaScript and stuff and C#, but it's not really necessary here if you can do everything in here. And then I went to school to be a 3D artist. I got my degree in that now, so everything that you would need to do for the game, including like my thing is I'm really trying to get better with my branding. That's been my primary focus. So that's why I was like, let me start my podcast, let me update my website, let me do, my Instagram posts and Twitter posts are about to start looking a lot different. Like you might have seen the new format for those. I really just want to get my branding together. That's been the part where I've needed help on. So I have a guy's name is Parker, And he, we do a call like every 3 or 4 weeks, and he basically does like a marketing brief where he's like, all right, he told me, hey, you should start doing newsletters. You should start doing this. You should start doing that. So I appreciate stuff like that because I know I can grow there. Grow on my graphic design. My graphic design isn't the best. That's probably one of my weakest points right now. Based on how long it's been since I've actually been active in it. But yeah, I know that was a mouthful. But yeah, and Tony, if you're making everything yourself, you really have a lot more control on what you need. You can get things done. You're not dependent on other people to get things done for you. So it makes it a lot easier for me to just be able to hop right in and be like, all right, I want this feature. Like I added a feature a couple days ago where you can set a match up. I'm like 80% done with it. I'll finish it at a later time. But I wanted to make it where you could set a match up and then watch it play, like watch it through. Like literally set up everything, like every move they'll do and everything, and just watch it play through. Cat, get down. Get down. Oh, you always gotta be back. Always gotta be back. No, her name is Nyla, but she responds better when I say Cat. Why? I don't know. But if I say Nyla, she just looks at me like I'm crazy. If I say Cat, she normally listens. Like you see, she got down. Nyla. Now she left the room, so there's that. I don't know when I became a cat person randomly, man. I didn't like cats at first, and then I wanted to be a cat. So what I'm doing right now is I'm actually setting up. So in Unreal, which I technically don't like that you have to do all of this, but it totally makes sense to me. In order for you to edit a material in Unreal, like a material real time, you have to make it a dynamic material. You have to make an instance of it. So I know why they do it, but I need to make an array for these so that I can access them from my custom texture setter material, so that you can go ahead and set a custom texture, or set up your custom material from somewhere else. I also found a game that does the select an arena first, Louise. It's Dead Reckoning 2. In that game, you actually select the arena first, so that when you select the arena, they show the wrestlers in front of that arena. I know I was talking about it. I'm like, why don't any games do that? But that's the game that made me think about it. Actually, I got a better idea, I think. No, I don't. Never mind. That was a bad idea. Yeah, and I picked up WrestleMania 18. I finally picked that up. So when I get bored, I just go into those modes and I start trying to see what I liked about them. Or not when I get bored, when I get burnt out. That's probably a better word. Okay, so what is 2? I'm confused. What is the material for 2? You love? Oh yeah, WrestleMania 18. Yeah. Apparently, that's the game that sparked Pro Wrestling Next. I hope this works. I really hope this works. The idea I have in mind. Sometimes I logic myself for no reason, man. I think this is the most people I've had concurrently at one time on Twitch. 7 people, which is amazing. Hey, got that follow from status. That's what's up. I wonder if status remembers me from a long time. That's like 010. Ha. Man, I'm glad that you like that mode. That was something that I really wanted to get in. Cause I had it as a card game for some time. I love how my music just stopped. So I've been listening to the soundtracks just sped up, and it makes them feel so fresh.
Hey, are you tired of the media spinning the truth and pushing false narratives about you? Take a look.
Yes. Man, I did that back in like 2009. I mean 2000. 2010, 2011, 2012, everything. I swapped them all out for those old soundtracks. I had '06 on there. Yeah, you did it. Yep, all of the tracks. I think I stopped at 2010. I didn't put 2010 soundtrack on there, but I had all the rest. What have I become? Now that I betrayed everyone I've ever loved, I pushed them all away. And yours ain't I say to do this in my mind. And there's something left for me to say on the wreckage of my life. I become man. I become man. Judas in my mind. I become man. I become man. Judas in my mind. Judas in my mind. What have I become? Now that I betrayed everyone I pushed them all away. I become man. I become man. Judas in my mind. I become man. I become man. So did any of y'all ever play Crazy Taxi? Any version of it. Hey, what have I become? Now that I betrayed everyone I ever loved, I pushed them all away. To Judas in my mind. Do you remember me? All right, man. Sounds good. See you. Thanks for hopping in. You'll never understand that I gotta keep moving. You're living on my sweat, moving. The devil's on my back, and these are the days that I think about. And you're always there to remind me that you're mine. And the night, all that we had is gone away. There are times that fade away. Hey, baby. What you doing? At least now I know you're living on my sweat, moving. The devil's on my back, hey, and these are the days that I dream about. And you're always there to remind me that you're mine. And I'm mad. All that we had is gone away. There are times that fade away. Oh. And I see clearly now, you tried to leave me. I see clearly now, you tried to feed on me. I see clearly now, you tried to leave me. I see clearly now, you tried to feed on me. I see clearly now, you tried to leave me. And I see clearly now, you tried to feed on me. I'm still here, y'all.
Anything is better than an emptiness and hopelessness. Suffering is where I see the truth in you. Your love awesomeness that makes sense of this. I can't resist. In the flames I feel about you. It's the only way to reach through. It's a path that will divide. It's the only place I go to when dark and light collide. So burn me out, use me till it's dark, make my heart beat down, kill me from inside. Burn me out, stop me, set me alive, just never turns out. Take what you want from me, take what you want from me, take what you want from me. Burn me out, burn me out. Nothing eats away like a cold regret you can't forget. Isolation only makes the hurt worse.
Alright, sorry about that, y'all. Alright, so I want to try this out. I don't even know if it's going to work, honestly, but I want to try it out. Should work, hopefully. Hey, my God, the status. What's up? Here I come, y'all. I'm just thinking. No, you good, man. I haven't done anything of value since you left at all. I've just been sitting here thinking and tweeting. No, come on, come on, come on. It looks like you want to come up here, but you just stuck. Are you stuck? Stuck. This system, man, I want to make sure I'm implementing it in a smart way. That's when I build my systems, I try to make them as modular as possible. So that way, when things change, I don't have to go back and rewrite too much. So right now, that's just what I'm thinking about. Is the implementation of this. Actually, no, it'll work. 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 Because crap, crap, crap. All right, I gotta change it a little bit, but it'll work out. So I just need to make something better for that. What old school wrestling game do you think had the best creation system for characters? For me, it's a little different because I've been playing them. I went back and bought all of them and been playing them. Like my problem is I'm going back changing a lot of stuff right now, so I'm just trying to make sure I mix myself up. Used to mod it? Wow, I didn't know you used to be a modder. That's what I started with. I actually started with SketchUp. That's cool. What did you use to mod inside of it? Like what would you put? What would you add? No, I'm not trying to line it up. That'll come with the UV work that the texturers do. So what I'm doing right now is I'm setting the option for there to be a mask, so you can add mask in the game. Um, and with me doing this, I'm breaking a lot of stuff that I had originally set up. So I'm just trying to be careful about what I break, so I don't forget. Oh, that's not what I was trying to do. So that I don't forget what I was changing. always. This fire burns. Oh, I will not break your heart. This final word. I will not break your heart. This day is love. This picture is on now. It's burning. It's burning. This passion inside me. It's burning. It's burning. This fire burns always. This fire burns always. Always.
It's YouTube Music. Download the app today and get a trial of Music Premium on us. Restrictions apply.
All right, y'all. I'm about to get ready to head off. I'm gonna get ready to go somewhere. But 9 times out of 10, depending on how long it takes me to get this done, I gotta go to this school real quick, do an interview. I will more than likely be back on tonight, and I'll just be picking up from where I left off, which is, you know, breaking down this system. So, thanks everybody for joining. Louise, I will see. Yeah, it is kind of a break too. It's unintentional break, but I'll be back. So, don't worry, I will be back getting a lot more work done. All right. So I'll see y'all soon. And if you haven't, make sure you go ahead and sub to the newsletters as well, and follow me on any social media account that you have, because I might post updates anywhere. So, peace.